Well, I have got my beautiful friend who you might recognise, Sarah Marie Fahd, here today. I mean, what are you, Sarah? Gogglebox star. You're a beauty queen. I mean, you're so many different things. You're a mum of two beautiful little boys who I adore.
Oh, thank you.
But more importantly, we've known each other for decades.
I can't even remember how long we've known each other. I feel like I've known you more than not.
Yes.
Like we started in cosmetics back in the day together.
Yes.
Like that's a long time. There was no social media. There was no like none of that. It was like old school. If you wanted to go and get your makeup done, you'd go into like,
Yep.
you know, well, it was Maya, which had gone from like Grace Brothers to Maya, maybe like a few years prior to that. Like it's insane.
It is.
And it was not long after my mum stopped cosmetics. So when I started in cosmetics, everyone knew me as Nina's daughter.
Yes.
Like, you know, like Joe, we work with Joe and he had worked with my mum, you know, and then now it's like 2026. Look at us now.
Oh my gosh, look at us now. It's funny you say that because I do remember being on a counter a very long time ago. I think it was East Gardens or somewhere, and I spotted you across and we just did not stop talking.
Yes.
We were chit-chatting on that floor and then sure enough we ended up working together not long after.
It's insane how the world changes, like how life changes in a heartbeat. And then the world outside of cosmetics, because when like people don't, I don't know how it is now. How it is now, I think, is very different in some ways and not in another. Like in the retail cosmetics world, but like when you're in cosmetics, when we were in it, they really like kind of make it like your world is their store, like whatever company you work with. I remember them saying, oh, I got this brand out of my blood and I put this color in my veins. Like, do you remember that?
Oh, my gosh.
I don't want to mention brands, but I remember being told that you got to get the other one out of your blood and you're going to get this color in your veins. And I'm just like,
my gosh.
They really brainwash you into being like, you got to live and breathe. So really, we didn't know too much about our hobbies outside or interests outside of work. And we were in like just so full on with what we did and being in cosmetics and stuff like that.
And I think it's interesting because what we deemed as important back then, you know, we always excited by the latest lip colour, and we were quite a close knit bunch of people. We were very passionate about what we did.
Oh, we really, really were. Like, if I have to say, even till this day, I tell people, man, like if I had a business, the team I worked with, if I could find people like that, I know they would work hard. Like they were never not doing something.
Yep.
Like even if there was no customers, they would be coordinating lipsticks by number after they've done like sorting. Like they could never not do something. And I was like, oh, those are my people. They don't stop.
Maybe that was the training we needed to become parents because
You
never stop.
You never stop. I'm like, it's a different kind of like non-stop.
For us too, you know, obviously being from the world of beauty and, you know, it was almost a fixation on perfection and this idea that this is, you know, and I mean, a good coloured lipstick does make you feel good. I'm not going to deny that when I stick my hot pink on or my hot red. Like,
I'm a different person with lipstick on. I see myself like, you know what? I remember, I don't even know if this stat is true, but they say like, when finances get hard, lipstick sales go up.
They do.
So I'm just like...
During the Great Depression, actually, lipstick sales went up.
There you go. They're like, I've got to make this grey life work for me. No, I honestly look at myself. If I don't have lipstick on, I'm like, I look like my whole face has no makeup.
Yeah.
And then I look really like, why did I do any effort this morning?
I say I look like a jacket potato with it.
Like a jacket potato? Like a spud.
Like a spud.
Without butter.
Spudded.
I need some sort of lipstick. But I also get that from my mum because my mum's like, won't leave the house without lipstick on.
I'd love to know then, becoming a mum for the first time, you're in the bubble, you haven't slept much, you really don't get much time for yourself. I know
you don't.
For me personally, I adopted dry shampoo very quickly like most people do.
I dry shampoo my hair till this day. So like right now, I did it before I left the house. It was a juggle this morning.
But it was a rude shock going from, you know, I'm going to pick this beautiful lipstick that you pay $50 for, you know what, I've only got time to grab what's in the supermarket on the way
yourself.
out. Did that happen for you? Or do you feel like,
You forget yourself. I actually can look at episodes of Gogglebox. There's some seasons when I was a new mum with Malik, really young, and I had my hair in braids. And it gives me goosebumps. I'm like, the thought of doing my hair genuinely made me feel like overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll do this. When I'm like, why didn't you just slick your hair back in a ponytail? What's there's more to do. Like your brain doesn't work in a sense where it's like kind of logical for yourself. You just kind of think, what's the least maintenance? If I do my hair today, I don't have to do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't need to spend that. You don't think of, do I spend this on me or my kid? It's not like that. You just don't think of you.
You don't think of
and you realize you're probably still spending the same amount, but just on your kids.
Yes.
And then it's been 7 years and you're like, I haven't updated anything in the wardrobe for myself. My kids look amazing.
It's so true.
I'm looking at stuff I can't even wear anymore because it's not even my style anymore. And it's like anything, you really don't think of yourself. And when I had Malik, he was 3 months old, COVID hit.
Yes.
And so I had that COVID bubble, which was probably not the best for me because I only realized after I had Leon that I had postnatal depression and anxiety. And I was like, oh, so this is how I was meant to feel.
Yes.
Like I didn't feel right at all.
Yeah.
So like whenever someone's like, how is it? I'm very honest.
Yes.
I'm like, listen, it's different for everyone. My experience is very different to your experience. Little things like it took me so long to go for a walk to the cafe down the road. The first time I did that with Malik, that was a really big achievement for me.
Yes.
Really big achievement for me. I was so effing overwhelmed. I can't stress enough how like overwhelmed I was. And it wasn't the baby. Like people don't tell you sometimes it's not the baby.
No, it's not.
Because the baby's a baby. You love that baby. The baby cries, your heart, like for some people, like for me, it wasn't the baby crying and then I go, oh, this stupid baby. It wasn't that. My heart will go like, oh my God, the baby. Like I was all about the kid.
Yes.
It was my personal self, man. Like it was like, I couldn't wrap my head around the simplest things not being overwhelming for me.
Yep.
I went from people asking if they needed to take their shoes off in my house because it was also spotless. So it
still looks pretty spotless, to be fair, Sarah.
And I had someone be like, how do you keep your house tidy? Like, what's your advice? I'm like, I don't stop.
Yeah.
First of all, my house isn't always spotless. Okay, it does.
I'm sending my 3 kids over because I reckon they would challenge you just a little bit.
Oh yeah, my trick is always if things get too much, we're in the backyard and I turn the sprinklers on.
Good on you.
And
Water
I'm just like,
fixes
go
everything.
for gold. Yeah, and I don't worry. I'm like, go for gold. You want to be naked? Run free, my friend. Nature babies. I'm just like, whatever. And I have towels. Like everyone in the bath. Like I try and simplify it as much as I can.
Just add water. It's
Just
one
add
of my
water.
favourite tips.
I always tell people that if you're overwhelmed or your baby won't stop crying, don't worry. It's simple. Carry them and take them outside.
Yep.
And you don't need to get all these cards and put them in there. Walk around and they'll see all the images. I have art on my walls, walk around past the art. I used to do that. Plants, they look at the plants and then you get out get some sun, get some air, like it's kind of like little things I learned along the way that I did not, like I was just so overwhelmed with Malik with all of that stuff. The life change for me.
Yes.
I remember being like, is this like this is going to be my life now. Like I will not be able to not sleep through the night because stupid people used to say to me, oh, if you don't think you're going to sleep now, wait till you have a kid. And I'm like, dude, that's a horrible thing to say to somebody.
I hate it when anyone says wait until you get to hear or wait, because it just doesn't validate how you're feeling in that moment.
It doesn't validate you at all because first of all, I was so abnormally tired with Malik. I was less tired after I had him. My hormones made me really tired. Yes, I had less sleep. But why didn't someone say to me, listen, when you have a kid, it's going to feel never ending.
Yeah.
It's going to feel like your life is completely different, and it is, but you will come to realize it's for the better in a different way. Like your life is different in a different way. You will love that life and never imagine your life any other way. You would never change it.
Yes.
It might feel overwhelming when you first start, but just remember, kids will eventually sleep. The older they get, the less feeds they need. They're going to sleep a little bit more and you're going to get yourself back. And don't forget to, like, when you stop being so overwhelmed, don't forget to focus on yourself. Yes. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
I got the opposite. Like I got all this.
The advice to, I think it's the advice to fix things and this expectation that there's always a solution to something and then it's going to stop. But it's not. You have to surrender to the fact that it's this evolving process of seasons or stages or whatever it is. It's like the regression and you think, oh my God, something's wrong, something's broken, I've got to fix it. Well, no, there's no such thing as a regression.
I told my friend, delete that stupid app.
Yeah.
She called me crying and she's just like, man, I'm just feeling so overwhelmed. Like, That's the nice way she said.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying
Not
it
my
in a
app,
nice
by
way.
the way. You're talking
no,
about the
not
other
your
app.
app. No, yeah, there's an app that tells you, at this time frame, the kid should be doing this and that. And none of my kids followed that app.
No.
Not one aligned with that. Okay.
No.
And then I genuinely was like, why do I have this app?
Yeah.
I deleted it. It didn't stress me out though. Those kind of things
Yes.
don't stress me out.
But for some people,
like my girlfriend who called me,
Yeah.
her exact words were, I'm like, hey babe, how are you going? She goes, baby, it's fucked. I
was going to say, do I know this friend? I feel like
yeah.
I do know.
I was saying it too nicely before. That is not how my friends talk when they talk to me. They're like, baby, it's fucked. I'm like, all right, talk to me, vent. Just tell me everything.
Yep.
And, she had kids very close together. I wasn't expecting the sex. She would have loved more kids, but just like, was already overwhelmed and like, she's doing this app and I'm like, just delete the app. Delete it. Like, you're already overwhelmed. Take it day by day.
Yeah.
Like your husband doesn't still sleep in the same bed with his mum, does he? No, he walks, talks, eats. So do you. Like it's okay unless there's a developmental thing, unless there's added assistance that you need, and everything is generally fine. Your baby's gonna cry.
Yeah.
You're worried about regression. I don't even think of it as regression.
No.
They're 11 months old and now suddenly they're not sleeping that much. All right.
What do we? Yeah.
In a month they'll go back to sleep. Once I stopped listening to everyone or all this noise and just following what I personally worked for me, right?
You're quite intuitive, I think, as a
I think so. Now I realize I am. Whereas before people were telling me like you should be doing this and that initially made me like really stressed. Someone was like telling me about the timed crying they should be to teach them to sleep. For me, that doesn't personally work.
Yeah.
I like my kids next to me.
Yeah.
I want to see them.
Yeah.
I want to hug them. I want to give them kisses. And when they cry, I want them to turn, see me, and they calm down. My kids get better sleep that way. I get better sleep that way. My son is 6. My youngest is 2.5. And, I'm at a point now where I'm like, I still get them to bed. I'll give them snuggles. And there are nights where I'm just like, guys, jeez Louise.
That was me last night.
Talking, stop wrestling, especially 2 boys. I'm like, man, those memes that they're like, and I don't have the house where it's like, boys will be boys. I don't have that kind of house because I'm like, no toxic masculinity in this house. It's like, no, whatever they like, they do. But you do see a difference.
Yeah.
Just naturally, right? In the way they're more boisterous.
Yeah,
right?
you.
So in bed, for some reason, you turn the lights off, that comes out extra. And then they're wrestling in bed. And like the little one wants to do this. And then the youngest feels like it's really funny to get his heel and just smack it into his brother's stomach. And then the other one's like, oh, mommy, Leon, come in the tummy. I'm like, Leon, stop. And then, I have those days where I'm just like, guys, if you want me in bed to get you to sleep, you need to stop now. And then sometimes Malik will go, Mummy, don't forget, just breathe. Yeah. And I'm like, oh.
I have one of those. I get parented by my child.
Then I feel guilty because I'm like, how is a 6-year-old mentally healthier than me at 38? I'm like, you are right. Yes. Mummy needs to stop, pause and breathe. This is a mummy problem. It is not a you problem. Like, okay. So I have
Wait till they gang up on you. I've got that at the moment.
They do.
Don't let her talk to you that way.
No. The youngest. If Malik gets in trouble, the youngest storms up to me. I call him Hulk baby.
Yeah.
Mummy, you make Aki sad. He calls Malik Aki. Yeah. Mummy, you make Aki sad. I'm like, oh, I didn't mean to make him sad, baby. I'm telling him he did the wrong thing. He got upset. Like, you got to have like, they can't walk all over you. No. Or there's going to be times where you got to get it told something you don't like. Yeah. You make Aki sad. And he like angry and then storms back to his brother, hugs him and gives me the biggest death stare like.
Yeah. I know this one.
Like he's like.
How dare you?
Yeah, like I'm getting told off by a 2.5-year-old, and it's the cutest thing, and I just love that they're so connected that I don't correct that. I'm like,
yeah, because they're going to need each other's backs.
They're going to need each other. So I'm like, I don't mind if you are his best friend and I need to be the bad guy right now.
Yeah,
stopping listening to people telling me what was right for me because it was right for them. I remember crying at the door. My girlfriend was gently trying to like. She didn't mean this in a bad way. She did not do this in a bad way. I have to say, I'm lucky it was my friend just trying to like give me something to try out with my kids. And this is how I realized it wasn't right for me. She's like, look, what she did was she did the timed crying, to get her little one to sleep. So I tried it and I cried at the door. And he's crying. You're like crying for me.
Yeah.
I would never make my husband or my friend cry in a room by themselves. I don't sleep in a room by myself. Like why am I? So I was like, no. Once I stopped listening to all of that.
But I think this is again goes back to this chatter and this everyone thinks things should be black and white. I've got 3 I call sleep trained kids, but it was not controlled crying. It was none of that. It was just pausing, seeing if they settle, if not, going in and reassuring them. And I think people have in their head that you either time it or you don't, and they don't realise. And in saying that, I spent the night with my 7-year-old in my bed, and she now sleeps in our bed pretty much every single night. So you can have all the best intentions, but as they get older, things can change.
And they might have a night time where, like, you know, if they say they're scared, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm up.
You're their safe person.
It's totally fine. I'm their safe person. Like, so for me at the moment, I'll get them to sleep. They sleep. They have separate rooms, but they like to sleep next to each other.
Yeah.
So I just got like a queen bed for them.
Very cute. That's what Chris Minogue always said to me, our expert. She says, just get a bigger bed.
Oh, yeah. That's what I tell people. What are you worried about? Do not get a toddler bed. No.
Get a big bed.
When they go from the cot, just get a big bed because you're going to spend time in that bed. So get a big bed so your back doesn't hurt.
Exactly.
And so I'm like, just get a bigger bed. And if you've got more than one kid, like me and my sister shared a room till we were late teenagers.
Yeah.
Almost moved out of our home. We were still sharing a room.
Yeah.
And we had other rooms in the house.
Yeah.
Like till the day I moved out with Matt. I would literally come home. The first thing I did was sit on my sister's bed and just watch her do random stuff.
Yeah,
like
it's that feeling of comfort and safety, which I think you know. We're very fortunate to have kids with siblings to be able to do.
We're
that.
fortunate to be in a country where they're able to be safe to sleep in. First of all, so
absolutely.
let's appreciate that. You know, everyone's worried about all these things that don't matter.
Yep.
You have a roof over your head. Your kids
I say this all
want
the time.
you and they have you.
Yep.
Keep that in mind.
Yep.
They have you. And one day they're going to get to like teenagehood. They don't want to hang out with you. Like,
don't say that.
I know. I'm just saying it's like, you know, appreciate it now because like they spend most of their time not with you.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just like, just don't worry about all the stuff that doesn't matter.
And all the noise.
Once I stopped that, my mental health started to get a lot better.
I was going to ask you that actually, how, you know, because again, I openly speak about my mental health.
Yeah, so do I.
You know, 3 kids under 3. I was undiagnosed ADHD.
I don't know how you do
I had a business. I was, you know, getting diagnosis after diagnosis with my kids and it was compounding without me realising, and it was something small that triggered me too for me to realise I wasn't okay. And
it's always something small.
It's something small, but why did I not know it in that moment? And you're saying the same thing. You look back and you go, oh God, it was obvious.
We all say the same thing when we look back and go, wow, that was actually really obvious. Yes. How did I not see it?
It was unreasonable to be that stressed out about.
I couldn't shower. Like the thought of showering made me feel overwhelmed. That's not normal.
Yeah.
Like, and people also don't talk to you about what's normal overwhelm and also what might not be, what might be like you might need a bit of me time, like, or you might need to like redo it. It can be the smallest thing.
Yes.
And a lot of like some people don't have the luxury of having help or family here.
Even people that in connection with you, because we talk about this idea of the village and having this support.
Some people don't have it.
People have family overseas. COVID was the perfect example, you know, and I always talk about the fact it's about finding someone, even if it's one person that you can connect with in some way. And I think we have this idea that we can control everything in the beginning too. So we don't really want to ask for help and we don't really want to lean on anyone
That was
else.
me. Like I was... Like my mum had no family here. My dad was working all the time. And so really she did everything by herself and didn't have the break. So I didn't really see it growing up. So I didn't know how to ask and stuff. Yeah. I learned that from my husband, who's like the youngest kid of 4. So he was treated like the baby. Like his sisters were like a second mum and stuff.
Doesn't his mum still treat him a bit like that too? I love her.
Her sons, my boy, my precious boy. Her sons, oh my God, she loves her kids, and like she's got 7, 8, 9 grandkids now. You know, so she's just living it. That's going to keep her young.
Yeah,
you know,
but it will.
God willing, that'll just keep her around forever.
Yes.
I love my mum. I'm very lucky. I'm lucky that like I've got my mum here, and then I've got his mum. His mum lives closer than my mum, so like if there's anything last minute, like I went into labour with Malik, with Leon. Even though I had a planned cesarean, I went into labour.
Oh, that's fun.
3 nights before. And my neighbour reminded me.
Just to keep things interesting.
Yeah, my neighbour reminded me it's because I stupidly was hauling the heavy bins out to the street 3 days before I was due to deliver. And she's just like, yeah. And then
That'll do
that
it.
night, I was like, I just didn't stop. You can't stop. I felt so good in comparison to the first pregnancy that I didn't stop. And so it's like, that was lucky to be able to be like, hey, I got someone I can call at 11:30 at night that can literally come straight away. Like, I'm lucky in that sense. I had to learn to use that.
Yes.
Matt would be like, why don't you see if my mum's free today? And I'm like, I don't want to bother them. Like, she's doing her thing. I don't want to feel like a burden. And like, I could call my mum as well. I don't know. I just felt like I didn't want to be a burden.
Yes.
And then I learned that, no, they want to be.
They want to help. More people are wanting to help and ready to help if you ask them. Then
If you
realise.
ask them, like sometimes, and you got to trust the person that's with your kids too. So I feel like that's like a whole that's a whole hard thing as well. And
absolutely. And and you said something about Matt. Obviously, you guys media personalities. We get to see an insight into your beautiful dynamic in your life. I mean, had it always been that way since the start of your parenting journey where you felt aligned in your values or your approach, or was there a bit of a teething period where you had to work out, how are we going to do this?
We are very aligned with a lot of stuff in general, just in general. Like me and Matt travel really well together. There's things that like, I feel like even
Spear and I don't, for the record.
Oh, you don't?
No, God, no.
That's why you're like, hey, you should
I have to do everything.
Have a girls trip.
That's why I was like, I need
oh,
a
no,
girls
I'm
trip.
the opposite. So in my relationship, people always are like, oh, I have to do this for my husband. I have to do that. I'm just like, bro, why do you have, you don't have to.
Oh, no, that's me.
Like, no.
I'm
if you don't
basically
pack your stuff, like if my husband was like that, I'd be like, if you're not packing your stuff, oh, my darling, you're going to have nothing for this trip. You're going to enjoy shopping. Like, no. I have the very organized husband who, we're going to tax my fly. I have the organized husband who jokes that I don't know how much things cost. Like, I don't know what our mortgage is. I don't know anything. I don't know where we are. He'll organize all the trips. He loves researching stuff. So we got a good balance in like, he enjoys that.
Yes.
I think if I was someone who wanted to take over, that would cause friction because I'm taking that away from him. I'm happy to be like, just tell me where to go. Tell me where to be.
Actually, I will say I'm a terrible, in saying I do everything, I am terrible at organising and booking and managing that kind of stuff. I do let him do that. But I travelled with my sister for my very first time without kids a couple of years ago.
I've not done
and
that
she
yet,
shared this meme and she said, that's you. She's the one that's booked everything to the inch of its life, and I just turn up at the airport and I'm like, so where do we land? Like, where are we going?
I think because you've got so much you're in control of now that when it came to yours, because your sisters, you see, I've got a sister as well. So it's like with your sister, it's kind of different. You're just like, whatever. Yeah. Like you're happy to be like free.
Exactly.
Like, oh, our accommodation cancelled. Oh, well, we better find somewhere. Yeah. It's a bit different because you have to be so controlled with your kids and with your husband and everything. Like your regular life.
Liberating.
No, Matt is really good in that sense. So like we travel well in that sense because he likes to see particular places. It's not like a planned holiday. He'll just have a list of places that if we're in that area, it's on my list. We call it the Maddie list.
Oh, yeah.
And when people travel, they actually ask him for his list. Like food, everything's always really good.
Yeah.
Parenting, the one thing where I feel like it's harder for him than it is for me, because he is so organized and so structured. And I am more, intuitive and go with the flow. And like if my kid needs me and like if they're like crying and I fed on demand versus times and all that kind of stuff. Like I'm like, when they're hungry, they will tell me. I don't need everything routine. Like when are they going for a nap? When they're tired. Like usually you don't necessarily have to time it out. It's generally every 2 hours. So I know the roundabout kind of thing. And if I want to leave the house, my kids will sleep in the pram. I don't need to be home for that. Yeah. Like I'm a bit more like, and he's good like that because he also doesn't want to have to be stuck in one location. But I think it was a bit hard of him to wrap his head around until he realized what I was doing. Yeah. And being like, oh, what I'm doing is not necessarily going to limit us. Yes. It's just, it kind of just fits into what we have to do. But outside of that, honestly, we align with our beliefs with things. Yeah. There's things that I learn from him that he learns from me. We have a really good balance in our house. Like I don't believe in looking at other people's marriages and relationships and how they are with their kids because that might not work for you at all. It has to work for you. And it's not a man and woman thing. It is like, who is doing this who's doing this. There was a time frame where when he was working in corporate, he would be working a ridiculous amount of hours, whereas my schedule was more flexible in regards to work. Like if I have to film content, I'm like, okay, I can do it on this day at this time, get the kids to school and stuff. So I was doing that stuff while he was up before I was up, and he was going to bed and the kids were already going, like he was still up working while I was getting the kids to bed. So like we had to balance it in that sense where, for example, now he's not in corporate and he's doing his own thing. Right now I'm here and he's taken Malik to a kid's birthday party. So it's just like you got to find that balance, and we have a really good understanding like that.
Yes.
You have to.
I think that's important.
It's so important. Like
and to know that it can change and evolve, because I used to say when my kids were little, they were all under 3.5, so he would have his bachelor pad. He was up on a different floor. I didn't make him go up in the night because he was working. So I was like, well, I'm here. The kids need me to feed. I'll be that person. But then again, now we do have to depend on each other. We work together.
The balance is different.
I hate it though when the school mums are like, oh, he's so good at it. Always doing the pickups and this and that. And I was like, yeah, only since this year. Like, come on, what about the last 9 years?
Yeah. And it's like, but you mean he's being a dad? Wow. He's parenting.
Actually, very good
Fan-tastic. What a shock. What a shock. I didn't marry a dad? Fantastic. The bare minimum.
Pick your kid up from school.
Wow.
But that's what they said. I was like, oh.
Yeah, like, isn't that funny how, like, they get
no one would ever say it about me. Yeah.
If you're working, right, or your husband's working, do they ever ask him, oh, who's got the kids today?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I get asked the same thing, and I'm just like, this copy paste, same answer. Like, it's like.
And I mean, you two work together, so it's a little bit differently.
Yeah, our dynamic with what we do for work is different. Like every time we've done different work, our dynamic has changed.
Yeah.
You have to adjust.
But you will notice there is always a default parent. I know it with my team members as well. Yeah. It's always that dependency that you have to stop what you're doing. And I think it's really important to have a partnership or a relationship where that does chop and change. Because otherwise I think, longer term, it makes you feel a bit resentful that you're always the one having to dive in and fix things.
Yeah. I feel like as the mum, you tend to be the default parent. But I feel like that sometimes happens because it's just by chance. I feel like whoever's the main parent, Matt has a friend and their dynamic switched where the husband is the main carer of the kids and his wife is, the corporate person. Yeah. And it was really interesting to see because it was literally just me and Matt switched at the time. And it was really interesting because he was doing all the school stuff and stuff. So it's not that, it's the mum versus that. It's whoever's the main carer of the kids. Every family
dynamic is different.
Everyone's got one.
Yeah.
Everyone has one. To say it's going to be even 50-50, it's not.
It's unrealistic.
I think it's unrealistic because it's not like life's not life doesn't work that
way.
It
can't be 50-50. And I think if you have that expectation, that's where problems arise. Yeah, that's where you have friction. That's where you don't have understanding. You've got to kind of go in these ebbs and flows and understand.
Hearing people go, oh, well, if I had to do that, like I would tell my husband he should da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, ugh, I roll. You sound like fun. You sound like your life runs so smooth and everything is
You must
so
be
amazing.
fun at parties.
You must be fun at parties, where it's just kind of just like, or you can just discuss with each other like, hey, would you be able to do school pickup this morning because they're able to fit me in here at 9 o'clock. Maybe you have an appointment.
Yeah.
Okay, if that doesn't work because that person has a meeting or maybe already something booked, you do a back and forth. It can't be just like, oh, if I'm doing this and you have to do this. Like that's just, that will cause problems. That'll cause marital issues. When you have kids, it's already hard enough. Especially if you're working, like me and Matt both work. So it's like you can't expect everything to be like your way and how you think. It really has to be a discussion. Yeah. And I feel like that's how we've approached parenting. Everything has always been a discussion. Doesn't mean you don't argue. Everyone argues. It's very natural to argue. It's very natural to
I'd be worried if you weren't having
it's very natural to like shut the door and just be like, oh, I want to kill him. Like, oof, today. Oh, I just need a moment. and with me, I'm sure, I'm telling you, there's going to be times where, because he's so organized, and he'll ask, I remember it was tax time, and he was just asking me the simplest questions, and he's just like, hey, have you got blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, oh, I need to find it. He's like, how do you not know these things off the top of your head? And I'm just like, I don't know.
My brain
I
works
wish I
differently.
could answer this for you. I literally can't remember what I had for breakfast. And so there's going to be times where it's just like, oh my God, this is killing me inside. So it's just like nobody is perfect.
Yeah. And the sooner you let go of that, I think.
You let go of the thought that everyone needs to be
Yeah.
perfect and nobody argues. And
Do you think that's what you found the hardest going into parenthood, where you did struggle a bit, is that we had this kind of idea of perfection and control, and all of a sudden you weren't able to control the narrative. You were just at the hands of whatever was going to be
little
thrown your
baby.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, I found the hardest thing I found for me, the life change. And I think throw into the fact that there was COVID.
Yeah.
And then all the fear around COVID and stuff like that at the time. And it's like add that. So it's like everyone's experience is different. So for me, that was my experience.
And in terms of that evolution, you know, of coming to that point of recognition that actually this is not okay or it's evolving, did it take until you had Leon to?
I'm not joking. Yeah. Like they're 3.5 years apart.
Yeah.
So it would have taken me the 3.5 years. When I had Leon, the feeling, everything I had, like me finding it so hard to go to a coffee shop with Malik versus me having Leon. And when we left the hospital, I was like, don't take me home. I don't want to go home. I've been in a hospital for like a week with a cesarean. I'm like, let's just go to a cafe. Let's go to this place. And like, you know, your parents are there. So like tell them to meet us. Whereas before the thought of me seeing other people was overwhelming.
Yeah.
It was like completely different.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because I was a more experienced parent. I don't know if that's because mentally I was in a better place. I don't know if it's because we weren't, I don't know, like we were living in a different location. I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
But it took me till I had Leon to realize, this is what people were talking about.
Yes.
The delivery, people don't tell you about, like you expect when you see your baby for the first time to be like, that feeling.
To fall in love.
Didn't have that with
Doesn't
Malik.
happen. Yeah, not always.
I saw him, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like you still have that, but like that whole in the moment, like feeling in your chest, like that they talk about, that you see in the movies and
Yes.
stuff. I got that with Leon.
Yeah,
So I was
right.
really glad I got to experience that with Leon.
Yeah.
With Malik, I was really overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And I couldn't help but like, even before, like rather than focusing on what people are doing that's good, I was focusing on what wasn't happening or what I couldn't like rewind my brains. Like, so I'm assuming I must have had some mental health problems already that I didn't know, that was just exacerbated by having a baby. And it wasn't like, oh, I didn't want a baby. I tried for Malik. Like I wanted to have him and I was happy to be a parent, but I think like I just wasn't like prepared, and I didn't realize it until I had like Leon.
Who was a very sweet little baby. I remember
God, the
being at an
cutest.
event, cuddling him for so long.
He was just with you, and I was like,
just there.
And it was just like
Slept.
chilling. He was the type of baby, I know it now. Okay, sometimes you don't appreciate it until you have a second that's completely different. I could have 10 of Malik's.
Yeah.
I went from being like, oh, this is so overwhelming, to having a second one who is called nickname Hulk Baby.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I'm like, I could have had 10 Malik's.
Yeah.
Malik was a dream. Now I get it.
Yes.
My sister-in-law, my neighbor, everyone was like, oh, he's a dream. My sister-in-law used to call him Zen Master Malik.
Yeah.
She's like, he's just so zen.
He is.
And like even her son, when she would get really wired and upset, and you know, she's an artist, so she's like very like, you know, it's her emotions when she gets like, it's out. Like whatever she thinks, she's like, blah, 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 blah. When she's feeling overwhelmed. Her son is very intuitive, who I absolutely love. And he'll go, Mum, why don't we go visit Malik? Because I just think you need like to hug him. Because whenever she was with him, he's so zen. Like he would just calm my sister-in-law down. Yeah. Like he just calmed her down. And I remember them telling me that and just going, "You're welcome anytime." Because I love her. So it's like when she's there, she also like makes me calm. Like even mentally when I wasn't doing well, having her, it was like a two for one. Like it'll calm her, and then it'll calm me. And I'm like, oh, what a great idea.
And did it give you a false sense of security then when, you know, you've got two different personalities, or how did
it made me realize you can have 5 kids and they'll all be different. Like it made me just go, okay, Hay was actually a good kid. Like you could change his nappy while he's asleep, change him again, he'll still stay asleep, put him down. Like
The temperaments are just so
The
different.
temperaments are so different.
See, I got 3 of the we're a circus, and I always laugh that people in my neighbourhood must be like, there's the lady with the parenting business and behaviour courses, and my kids are like, we can hear them coming
from the chandeliers.
I mean, you've seen them.
But you also have 3 young kids.
Yeah.
Like you got 3 amazing kids. I love your kids, and they're like good people. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. People like, I always remind people, listen, when you hear other parents venting or other people who have been pregnant talking about delivery, please remember it's always sounds way worse than what it is because we're talking and we know what we're talking about. But when you're in it, it's not like, it just sounds worse to someone who hasn't got kids, because it sounds like, oh, that's birth control. I'm like, no. But when it's like, it's different. Like I get it. But like when a parent's venting, it's more like, I get you. It's kind of like a hug, but in conversation, you know, like one time Malik took his nappy off when he had done a poo and lucky he was in a playpen and it was just everywhere.
Oh, God.
All right. And my sister was like, jeez. I'm like, listen, but it was easy to clean. I was trying to like play it down where I'm like, but he was in the playpen. It could have been worse. Like he could have been out and it could have been on the couch.
Shit could always be worse.
Shit, literally. Literally.
I was waiting for that.
Literally, shit could always be worse, right? And she's just like, all right, if you say so. I'm like, I'm sorry, you don't have kids. So like, I get it.
At least you didn't do it out in public.
This sounds horrible. Yeah. This sounds horrible. It was like the one time, and I'm just like, yeah, you kind of don't appreciate sometimes how easy it was to have one kid as well.
Yeah, being a media personality, I think, you know, do you ever feel judged or watched or, how do you find that all of a sudden you're out, you know, you've got 2 kids, you're sometimes outnumbered. Do you feel that, being in the spotlight a bit more has changed?
Yes and no. I feel like it's changed how I am. Like, for example, my kids are on my socials. I share a lot of my kids on there, but I am very particular about what I share, for example, right? Because I'm very mindful. I don't share in real time. Yeah. Like if you see something on my stories, I want everyone to know out there, that might have been a week ago.
That's 101 of social 101. Content, you know.
Things are not in real time. I don't want people to know an actual schedule, especially when it comes to my kids. If you come up for a photo, that's beautiful. A lot of like the fans and stuff are really, really sweet. But I'm not the type of person to be like, you can take a photo with my kid by yourself. Yeah. My kid's here, I'm there, and you can be next to me sort of thing. Like there's little things that I feel is a bit more common sense stuff, you know, like little things like that. And
you're very well loved as a family.
Yeah,
you've got really beautiful I guess, followers and, you know, so I can imagine that they'd be supportive and understand that if your kid's having a feral moment that it's just
and I don't hide that either. Like I'm not the type of person to be like, oh, people need to think my life is perfect with kids. If my kids are running around and I need to be like, now, shut
you do what you have to do
down.
In that moment.
Yeah. Like I don't want to have to yell, obviously, at my kids in front of a bunch of people because I don't want them to also feel like shamed, like in public. They're just being kids. Like, it's always a combo later, like, listen, I didn't want to have to raise my voice. Like next time when I tell you, if it's a safety thing especially, like I need to know where you are. Like in that sense, I'm conscious of that, you know, just making sure they're aware of why I might want them to listen straight away. And I always remind them if it's a safety issue or like, hey, if someone, you know, is coming up to you and is pretending to know you, like just assume you don't know them and don't be scared to say, I don't know you. And like go to mum, go to dad, or go to whoever you're, you know, one of the parents you're with and stuff. So
that's a good point, actually.
Yeah,
the safety thing, because I just had a chat actually last episode with a sex and health educator about consent and safety. And you're right, because they are such familiar faces.
I'm big on that.
They would be used to people coming up and knowing who they are. So yes, it is an important conversation.
I'm very honest. I don't sugarcoat anything.
Good on you.
And I'm very big on consent, safety. And
you don't know them. They might know you, have a reason. You don't know them.
I always tell them you don't need to have a reason. If you feel uncomfortable, that's your gut, that's your instinct. Like that's by nature. So if you feel uncomfortable for whatever reason, you don't need a reason. That's nature telling you, you know what? Just come to me. Just tell me something not right or I'm not comfortable. That's enough. You don't need to explain anything to me. Like you can set your boundaries up, and that's with anyone. Like you can be part of my family. If my kid is knows a no, like for me, like you have to, because
body autonomy, especially with little one going into kindy next year.
No, he's in year 1 next year.
Is he in year 1? Why did I think he was going into kindy?
baby.
Sarah, why is this happening so quickly?
He's going into year 1.
So he's the same as Nunu then.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
It's insane he's going into year 1. But like that's a big thing. They're going into school, and it made me realize when he went into kindy, it made me realize, man, you're not raising your kids once they get into school. It's different to daycare.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yes.
Like all the friends, yeah, right?
The mental load as well of trying to keep up with all of the.
Can I have my phone? Let me tell you how many I didn't know WhatsApp could have subcategories.
Oh, yeah?
Oh my God.
Oh gosh, I love it. Where is it?
So I've got one that is like the mums group, which is, I did not label it.
Yeah.
Cool mums. I was so honored by being on this. I'm like, oh my God, imagine if someone who was not in this group found out about it. I'm just like, okay, so that's one. Then you go into the actual school group. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no, now there's a year 1 addition to this one. 6, 7, 8 subcategories on this one.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
it's a lot. And if you...
No, thank God for those really like organised mums.
Oh.
Because it'll be 1 or 2 particular organised mums that do that group, that update that group.
Yes.
And without those 1 or 2 people, all of us on this group chat would just fail. Like we would be like, we don't know what's happening. There's been things where they're like, hey, have you guys organised this for tomorrow? And I'm like, what's happening tomorrow? And if it wasn't for these mums, I'm like, God bless them, because like a lot of them have more than one kid. One of them's got like 4 or 5 kids, and like the other
I'm not an organised mum, but I was the class parent last year. And I tell you why I did it. I did it so that I had to be so on my game that I didn't forget anything. Because it was kindergarten Nunu, and they said to me at the end, they gave me a gift and they were like, oh, you were just so organised in your messages and it's clear. And I was like, if only you knew. My life is chaos.
Wow, you did class mum.
But I think
the thought of that actually gives me anxiety.
Yeah, but at this point in your journey, don't forget I've got one going into year 6. So
oh, that's right. This isn't your first young one. If that was my last young
once
one,
you get to that point,
maybe with Leon. Yeah, you're right.
Or maybe even just when they're in year 3 or 4, like because also too the way I weighed up that decision was that I can't be at school canteen. I can't be at I can't physically be there all the time.
Yeah,
I can do stuff on a WhatsApp.
Yeah, whereas I'm on the opposite end where it's like, I don't need to be there all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't think I didn't get, I'm like, I don't need to be there all the time. I'm like,
pick your battles, Sarah.
Yeah, there's another mum there and they will send me photo updates. Like they will update us, like the other parents who can't. And there are some who like, they feel really bad. I'm like, about what? Yeah. I'm like, oh no, should I feel bad about something?
You've got to realise there are people with different situations. I'll never forget last term, I signed up for all 3 of them to do kitchen class. In our school, we have beautiful organic gardens. They do kitchen classes and the kids love it. And I didn't turn up twice to both kids. So my name was on the board, one of 4 parents. And little Nunu, who has a speech delay, she basically communicated straight away that the actual teacher had to step in and help that group because I didn't turn up.
Or if anything's going to get her talking, it's going to be you not showing up. Oh, my God.
So you're probably safe just to not put your hand up in the first place.
Shame. Shame. I mean, I feel like school is a whole thing.
Yeah.
I have a video actually that I posted and it was seeing Malik in his school uniform for the first time. And I bawled my eyes out like a big baby. And I was just like, you're still my baby, right?
They grow up very, very quickly. The minute that backpack and that uniform's on, it is.
And I cut his hair. He had beautiful long hair.
But
I cut it twice. I cut it for you guys for the charity.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Then he wanted to grow it back long because he saw how curly his hair was.
Oh, bless him.
So then he grew it back, and then when it went to kindy because he goes to a Catholic school.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Jesus can have long hair, but apparently boys can't. Yeah.
But I will go back to the fact that because you've always had a big, beautiful, open heart, and I'll never forget for anyone's listening, my eldest has something called neurofibromatosis. It's a genetic condition. We're tied in with the Children's Tumour Foundation, and beautiful Sarah, being the person that you are, you called me and you said, we're going to cut Malik's hair and we want to do it for a charity. And we started talking about the work of the Children's Tumour Foundation, and you raised money for them, which was beautiful.
We raised... Was it over 11K?
Yeah, I think so.
It was over 11K. And I was like, you know what? We're going to cut his hair. Everyone, talks about Malik's hair. Malik's hair was like it's like the thing, it was gorgeous hair. And I didn't want to just cut it. I was like, there's going to be articles speaking about Malik's hair when I cut it.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
I didn't want it to go to waste. I'm like, let's do it for something. I remember you talking to me about your little one, and I was like, we can do it for Emmy, Emmy's charity, and I did really, really well, better than I expected, because I was like, I wanted it to be meaningful.
Yes.
And I also wanted to tell Malik, like, we're going to do this, and I wanted to, you know, show him and be able later on when he is older and can better understand things, to know, like, when we cut his hair, it was for this reason, and we did this, and we were able to raise so much money, and it made so many people proud, and
a big impact for a small charity like that too.
Yeah, small charity, you know, big impact for a small charity as well, and, you know, just something for him later to be proud of, like, just for himself, so that, like, mindfully he can do that. We do that with everything, even if it's with like toys being donated. I'm like, we're not going to throw this, like, we should donate it, and like always explain why. I think that's something people go wrong with. Like, you explain to your kids like they're an adult. You don't need to down talk things. And so, yeah, I was really, really happy we were able to do that for the charity, and like that it went so well.
No,
like,
we were so grateful, and I just love that you did do that, because I knew deep down it was about teaching Malik the importance of giving back to people and being considerate, and that there are some people that are worse off. A lot of people say, oh, you're so positive, you know, my kids all have different genetic conditions and neurodiversity, but I always think about that. There's people that are so much worse off, and you should be grateful for what you've got.
Grateful.
Yeah,
you got to be grateful, you know, like Malik asked me, he's a very deep thinker, Malik, like, but these always come up at nighttime when he needs to go to bed, and
that window is where everything comes out.
And he asked me what makes people rich. And I said, oof, okay, that's a good question. It's like, that's actually an amazing question. I'm so glad you asked that. I said, so rich depends on what you mean by rich. For me, rich isn't about money. Like, once you have enough to live a comfortable life and stuff, that's one thing. But you can't think of rich in the terms of money, because money is a number, and numbers are never ending. You will never be satisfied if that's how you look at what's rich. But if you have a roof over your head, you're healthy, you've got your brother, you've got your family, we're together. Let's just say you lose money, you can always get that back. But if you have a lot of money, you can have $1 million. If you are suddenly to lose your family, lose your health, lose, you know, the roof over your head, just something, if you were to lose anything that is truly essential to what makes you a person, you won't be rich anymore. Yeah. So rich is not in money. That's how I personally say what makes you rich. So I said to him, I think we're rich because we have each other, we love each other, we have, you know, jidurteta, like the grandparents, like you have your cousins, you know, you like, touch wood, you know, you're healthy, your brother's healthy, and you have people who love you, you feel safe, you know, and you're able to be warm and sleep in a bed, just be, you know, every night, and be grateful. You got food in your tummy. You're able to go to school. I said all of those things make you rich, because there's always going to be people who are like less fortunate, and, you know, people who are looking at rich being money. Yes. They're never truly happy.
You instilling those values very early on, and it does reflect. I mean, Ish pulled me up at bed the other night and she said, Mum, before we go to bed, can we both say 3 things that we're grateful for today?
How beautiful.
And like, you know, she says sometimes it's the family, and then it's for the trees, and she's such a little spiritual
that's
thing.
so nice.
But I love that that's organically coming up, because it's just conversations you've had since they're young. So that's obviously what you're doing beautifully.
And they naturally sometimes have negative times. Like, Malik had 2 really good days, right? And at the end of those days, this is completely separate situations. When it came to the second time he said it, I did this. So like the first time he said, I forgot what went wrong at the end of the day. It wasn't anything big. It was just something that made him go, oh, I've just had the worst day. It's been the worst day. I was like, the worst day of your whole day. One thing
worst
went
day
wrong.
For a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
What is it?
One thing went wrong, and you're labeling this day is the worst day. And I said to him, you did this, you did that, you did this, you did that. And he's like, oh yeah. I'm like, okay. Second time he did it, I was like, no. We need this shit in the butt. Like that, I'm not going to have someone at the end of the day. He had an amazing day. He had an outing, everything. Yeah. And then one thing went wrong. I think he wasn't able to do something. I don't know. And he's like, it's just the worst day ever. I said, go get a pen and paper. Yeah. And I want you to write down. Yeah. Like, he's practicing writing. So I know I'm going to have to help him. But I'm like, I want you to list down from the morning the good things that you remember from today. Like your favorite things and the bad thing, right? I promise you're going to have more good things than bad. But I said to him, I think because you're not able to visually see it, you're focusing on the bad thing and then suddenly that's taking over your day. I said, it's going to be a good thing for you to maybe practice for those days where you have everything, you think everything's been bad. Let's just note it down. It could just be a word.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you need help, let me know. But I want you to go sit on this was bedtime, but I was like, bedtime can wait for this. So I was like, no, go sit down.
These are the moments, these are the teachable moments that have to happen in the moment. You
These are
wait.
things I wish I was taught. Like this wasn't taught, like 80s,
no
90s.
way.
None of this was like, that wasn't, mental health wasn't like a thing.
No, don't talk about your feelings.
My mum was like, no family here. She's like parenting. Then she became a single parent to 2 kids. She's like Filipino, Spanish. There's no time for feelings. It was very much like this just needs to get done. And, you know, so like they do their best. But like that was always put on the back burner. Yeah. So, but I have the time now, which my mum didn't.
Yeah.
I have the luxury of being able to be like, I have this that my mum didn't have. So I'm able to be like, okay, no, stop and do this, because I don't want them to grow up not knowing how to like balance their mental health and like really visualize the day was actually really good. And so he was really good. And then but then he turns to me and goes, okay, Mummy, you write some stuff down. And I was like, oh, honey, we got to, like, can we do this tomorrow? Mummy will do hers tomorrow. It is past bedtime.
You're raising beautiful
I'm
boys.
doing my best. You know, you still get the mum guilt and everything like that. But it's just like, you know, little things like that. God, I can talk to you forever. I feel like I lose track on everything that we're saying.
You know why? Because
I feel like there was a reason.
I said to you when you came in today, because you're like, how long are we going to need? I said, well, that depends on you and I, Sarah, because we could talk for days. Even if we're underwater, we could. We would have a good old time. And we'd be here all day. But
we're
honestly,
talking appreciation. That's what it was. Yeah.
But do you find now, obviously, I guess, to sort of wrap it up and talk about these values and the appreciation, you're doing such a beautiful job, you know, with them and doing that for them. Do you do the same for yourself? I mean, how?
No, I'm learning. I learn a lot from my kids, to be honest. My youngest naturally goes and grounds himself.
Yeah.
I never taught him that.
Yeah.
Like I'll catch him in the backyard sitting on the grass and just grounding himself. One time he told me to lay in the kitchen floor and look up at the ceiling.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is nice.
But that's an awareness for you because you know that that's what he's doing. Whereas, you know, kids are very intuitive and they're very natural beings with how they regulate themselves and their sensory systems. And I think that you obviously have an awareness to be able to pick up on that as well.
Yeah, I think because like I was very sensitive growing up and those needs weren't met. So like when I see my kids doing something that's more sensitive, I'm just like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, so I'll go, okay.
Let's
do this together. Let's lay there together. And it reminds me to kind of stop and to calm down.
Yes.
But it's like, and because our life is so go, 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 and our lives are so different because we are on TV and then there's podcasting and there's social media and there's like all these things where you're in the public eye quite a bit. It's a very different upbringing for them too. Yeah. Like he'll go to school and his friends have seen him on TV and like know who they are. Like at daycare, some of the mums are like, oh, I didn't realize who you were until like now. It's been like a couple of years. And I'm like, I just feel like it's important to remind when you're raising kids like what's important, making sure you have like you stay grounded and people stay grounded, like your children are grounded, and teaching them the importance of like work and what work is. Being able to have my kids with me while I'm able to work, I don't take that for granted. Yes. A lot of people aren't able to do that. Being able to have like my kids by my side while I do what I work, it's insane. Like I'm so lucky. Yes. Like it's just so different to like where we were versus where we are now. It's just insane. Yeah. I never would have thought like if you tell me this is where your life is now. Yeah.
I always have flashbacks to even just how long ago we've known each other, and you just think, wow, how much changes in that amount of time.
So different, so different.
I wonder, actually, I do reflect back, and I will sort of end on, I guess, what your younger self would tell you now. I do remember you used to do makeup actually on my very first Kindred shoots.
Yes.
I remember you were the first person and only person I came to. And it must be so funny now because you hadn't had that experience of parenthood to then now be a mother. I mean, going back to pre-baby Sarah to now, I mean, what would you tell yourself?
Oh, man.
Big question, hey?
It's a big question because it's like, I suppose technically if you could tell yourself anything you wouldn't, because then it might change.
Yeah.
back, you know, they're like, if you would go back in time, I'm like, I changed nothing.
No, exactly, because I'm right where I need to be. It's already written.
All the crap I went through meant I was where I am now, you know, like it all built character. Like, I wouldn't change a thing, okay?
So what then?
But in regards to like, if I could metaphorically tell myself something, I would say like, your life, where you will never expect the growth and where your life is going to be, like from 25 to like where you are at 38, you know, like starting your freelancing business, where that's going to take you. Because I was already like, I had been able to go, okay, social media is like a good thing. And I used social media. So I was doing a lot of social media before Gogglebox, before all of that. I was already like well known in the beauty field and well known in makeup and all that kind of stuff. Socials were growing already. Like before like any of that, I already had something.
Yes.
But to see in the direction, like how many more people are going to know who you are. People are going to stop you on the street and be like, oh, can I please take a photo with you? And that you're going to like meet the love of your life. Yeah. You're going to like have an amazing trip, you know, travel so well. You're going to, you know, have a beautiful home together with like two kids, and your career will grow in a way that like you didn't expect it. Yeah. Also, the stuff that people, I suppose like, now when I look back on it, it might have been a jealousy thing, or like people who weren't truly your friends who might bag you out on something about you is actually what's going to build your career and stay true to yourself. My gut always told me I don't want to be one of those people that ever look down on someone and speak down to people, and I'm seeing that around me a lot. I need to get away from that because my gut's just telling me that's just not healthy.
You don't sweat the small stuff anymore. You know when to step away. And
I know when to
waste.
step away.
Yeah.
So learning to get to that point and being able to tell myself that's the right thing. Your gut is keep following your gut. Your gut is actually going to lead you in the right direction, and you're going to be so much happier for it. Yeah. You're going to take a risk and just know that that's okay. And like you just trust in your intuition. Yeah,
which you do.
And that your hard work, because people see like the end result. They don't see the hard work. Like when I started my freelancing business, I remember having to travel like an hour to do a spray tan, which was like $40 to spray tan someone at home. And I did that just because I wanted people to know that there's a reliability in the business, and have my name out there. Yeah. You know, to be able to build yourself up. All this hard work that you used to do, the free work that I did. I did so much free work, you know, to build up my clientele and the images that I needed to get to where I was at the time. Yeah. People don't see all that hard work. So just trust in your gut, trust in your instinct. I do wish I had started some of that earlier. Yeah. Sometimes I'm just like, oh God.
I think it's all part of learning. And you said something just before, and I do want to say that from the minute I met you to now, you have not changed as a person.
Aww.
And I think that's really important to note, that regardless, you have actually stayed true to yourself.
Oh, thank you.
You really have. And I think that's something that's really important, because you hold your values close, and you're obviously sharing that so beautifully with your little boys. And
where I am now versus then, it's just crazy. I wonder where I'll be in 10 years.
Oh, maybe we'll just have to keep in coming back into the studio and recollecting.
I'll be back at 48.
Years. Who knows?
And
well, I hope we'll still remain friends in another decade. God, we might have a few more greys, Sarah, and I'm sure we would have learned a lot through teenage and high school years. Would you be in high? Yeah, well, yeah, mine would be out of high school by then, so that would be scary thought.
Oh my God.
But time flies.
Time absolutely flies.
And time has flown
will
today.
Be 16.
I could be here talking to you for the rest of the afternoon, but I know we need a coffee. So
the coffee life. I need to hydrate.
And hydrate. But no, I know how busy you are, and I just love that we got to catch up this morning and you come in and chat. But yeah, let's meet back here.
Always happy to come in. Always happy to come in and support you, my friend.
Thank you.
Always. I'm so proud of you. You've done so much since we started.
Thank you.
Since we've met each other. I know. You've done so much.
It's been a wild ride.
It's been a wild ride.
We're still smiling, and we still get to put our lippy on.
I know. I wonder where you'll be in 10 years.
Yeah, who knows? Oh God, probably. Yeah, who knows if I'll still
be having a conversation. Before we started recording, we were talking about possible perimenopausal.
Oh yeah.
It'll be a different kind of podcast.
Yeah, it'd be a
in 10
different kind of
years.
podcast. I'll probably be talking about a whole lot of
These are
women's
the
health
products
issues.
that work for us.
Yeah, we have an estrogen patches and all sorts of things. Don't you worry. I'm already having these conversations on the mic, actually. So yeah, that's a whole other conversation.
So how often do you need to dye your grey? So like, different kind of.
You're not there yet. You're good. Well, thank you, my beautiful friend.
Oh, thanks for having me.
I'm just so grateful for your time and can't wait to keep chatting through the next stages of parenthood.
I know.
Thank you.
It's crazy.